I'm the friend of someone who was depressed.
My brother is someone who suffers from mental health issues.
My sister was diagnosed 12 years ago with generalized anxiety disorder.
I know it isn't a choice.
It's not a weakness, self-inflicted, or a result of not trying.
Sometimes you can't
There's
just
a
get
look
over
at
it.
the newest
It
video
won't just
coming
go
out
away.
for Hockey Talks, and it's a big night tomorrow night. Not only is it the game, the big rivalry with the Leafs in town to take on the Senators, but also it is Do It For Daron night. Hockey is talking. Danielle Robinson joining us from the Ottawa Senators Foundation. Great to have you here on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for the T-shirts.
You're welcome.
They're available.
They're available. $20 taxes in the Sens store.
Okay, that's just one of the many things that encompasses this whole event and the evening. Can you run through kind of what the expectations are for tomorrow?
Well, Hockey Talks is a new brand here in Canada. You know, the Senators have been doing a youth mental health awareness evening with the Royal and Do It For Darren for the last couple of years. We're still definitely supporting that amazing cause and all of the great things that are going on in our community to inspire conversations with youth and around their mental health. But in Canada, we're pretty proud that all the teams have come together in the month of February and holding nights, just like we've been doing for the last 2 years, to inspire conversations around mental health. You know, in their own communities.
It's interesting to see how it's branched out, and because it affects everyone. It affects any team, any member. I mean, you have from each of those teams, you had players that have said it's affecting literally family members as well. So
absolutely. I mean, it's no age, no race, you know, doesn't go untouched by a mental health issue. So 1 in 5 Canadians are impacted. 70% of mental health illness and issues start in adolescence and childhood. So the more that we can get children and youth speaking about this, reaching out, breaking down stigmas, asking for help. You know, we ask our hockey players to talk about lots of things. They ask for help for knee injuries, for ankle injuries. Why not be asking for help around your mental health as well? It's a significant issue, you know, within our community.
It has been significant. We're coming off of the Bell Let's Talk Day, which was a huge success last Tuesday.
Yeah.
When you see this and you see how it's encompassed an entire league now, it's pretty big, but there is still such an emotional tie here in our community with Do It For Darren. And we just saw a picture there of the Richardsons doing the ceremonial puck drop. People are still thinking about it.
Yeah, and Steph's coming in tomorrow evening, so you know we're so happy that she's going to be in town to help us with this. Tomorrow night we have you know, full night of activation. We've got over 100 volunteers from the Royal and Bell. They're our title sponsor for the event. I'm going to be selling Do It For Darren merchandise. We have Hockey Talks merchandise in our stores, pins, ties, commemorative pucks. So we made a pledge of $100,000 to Do It For Darren Fund. We're really hoping that we'll be able to raise enough money at tomorrow night's game to complete that pledge. The community's been so supportive the last couple of years.
So how can they do that? I mean, I know they're going to be at the game, and there'll be an awareness, there'll be a discussion, you know, around the 20,000 people that are there. But how can they help in terms of the fundraising efforts and helping that way?
Well, if you're at the game, you can. And we're doing an in-bowl collection, so you certainly can, you know, drop some money in our buckets. You can make purchases like some of the merchandise I just talked about. If you're at the game, you can also text to at DIFD to 45678. So if you can't come to the game tomorrow, then you can do that from home as well. It's a $5 donation, and every $5 helps, you know.
$5 donation, and I mean, hopefully, I can just imagine seeing it on the board popping up every time that there's a whistle being called, but people at home can get involved, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of activity happening over Twitter.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, I think it's great. It's Battle of Ontario, right? It's the Leafs and it's the Sens. We're going to be on the ice tomorrow as competitors, but, you know, working collectively in Canada, both of our clubs are really being outspoken about the importance of mental health and talking about it, and certainly, you know, with youth in our community. It's just...
And so much of what the Sens Foundation is doing, I mean, you look at all the different projects. It's interesting that over the last couple of years, how the mandate has changed, how you're seeing where a lot of these funds are going, and how people are raising money for the foundation to be able to put it there.
Well, I can certainly tell, you know, through the tragic events, you know, with the Richardson family, I had no idea that mental health was such a prevalent statistic within our community, and certainly among children and youth. So, you know, when we talked about it at the board level, they really got behind this. And, you know, I think that as an NHL team and a club and with such a strong brand, we have a voice. And so when you have a voice like that, this is something that you have to take pretty seriously, and you can really, I mean, we now, all the Canadian clubs, are really helping to move this movement along, at least in Canada. You know, hopefully we'll be able to get the American clubs on board too in the next couple of years, but I mean, because this is not just a Canadian problem.
No,
right?
I know that, but I think we have taken it on head on, and to be able to see that this, you know, the National Hockey League is doing this with Canadian teams We're talking Hockey Talks.
Hockey Talks.
Pick up your T-shirt. Make sure that you pick up the phone. You can text. You'll see a lot of that in signs and lots going on at the game tomorrow.
And our website has tons of information, and there's still tickets for the game tomorrow. So, you know,
Saturday
game night.
Saturday game, Leafs in town. There's tickets available. I think in about 5 minutes they'll be gone. Best of luck with that, and I hope it's a wonderful evening for you guys,
very much, Leanne.
especially too with the Do It For Darren, and to have Stephanie back in the stands as well.